I'm here at GDLX 2024 with Joe, and we're talking about 9 Rounds Rapid, made by Westerly Games.
Westerly Games, that's correct.
I remembered it all.
Yeah, well done, well done.
So
it's quite frantic.
The only time today I'll remember everything. So this is kind of a very distinctive looking twin stick shooter kind of thing. Can you take us through it?
Yeah. So it's a hand-painted twin stick top-down shooter, roguelike, built in Unreal Engine 5.4. And we've got our own bespoke procedural generation system that we're working with. But we've really gone for the hand-painted aesthetic. So it's all, so we can kind of get the best of both worlds. So it's procedurally generated, but we can control the aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, that's really important for procedural, isn't it? Because you'll often see procedural things can get really sort of wishy-washy and not really distinct if you lean too hard on the engine just making your art.
Yeah, no.
So how have you tackled that particular problem? You've made sort of, is there pools of assets it draws from, or how does this work?
Well, we've gone, the system itself works. We've gone with like a jigsaw kind of approach. So we've got, each room is designed and hand painted, and then they fit together in the jigsaw format procedurally. And so as you start the level, it builds out. So we've managed to, so each room can really look and feel exactly how we want. But then the map is going to be, there's millions of permutations, so every generation is going to be different.
And the 9 rounds in the title refers to 9 levels?
9 levels, yes, 9 levels.
Each of these, I guess, is that sort of like biomes in a way? They're different stylizations, and within that you can have unlimited permutations.
Very much so. There's going to be hidden levels and hidden rooms and everything, so it's kind of 9.
Yeah.
But each level is still with that kind of black and white with a few colours, hand-painted style. So, for instance, the first level works on it's almost like a cubic and blocky kind of aesthetic. Level 2 is all circular and spherical, but in the same kind of hand-painted style. Level 3 is hexagons, and level 4 pyramids. And so we're working. So each level is going to have a very distinct feel to it, but then there's an overall arcing aesthetic that runs through it as well.
And then gameplay-wise, what are you going for? What are your influences from the past, and what are you hoping to bring together out of all those to create something new?
Yeah, influences. Where do you start? I mean, probably the twin sticks from the days of the Amiga days, the Amiga 500, all that kind of thing. But then more recently, Enter the Gungeon, the Ascent, Nuclear Throne, I love. So we're trying to, Hades, of course. So we're trying to, just get different aspects and different feels from each of those games, and then kind of blending and making our own stylized version of it, really. But it's the gameplay is really, we've had this really strong aesthetic for a while. But now the gameplay, we've been doubling down on the gameplay, and we've just got a killer gameplay loop. And it's super challenging and fun now.
Yeah, so, feel is so important.
Gameplay.
You've got to have this
absolutely.
It's got to feel like your individual world.
Yeah, there's a reason, right? There's a reason to play it. But we've got, we've got this ability systems with upgrades. We've got weapon systems with upgrades, a shop system, NPCs that are going to, give you hints as little secret spots and what you need to find. And it's
an adventure as well as action chaos.
Absolutely.
And so, in turn, when you were picking a new game to make, what was it that made you pick this idea out of the ideas you had?
Well, I've always wanted to do this genre and this style of game. So I thought, screw it, I'll just go for it. Really, I mean, it was actually a COVID project. I was in the middle of coding. I was like, okay, I've got a bit of some time. What should I do? So I was completely free when I was concepting it. There was no constraints. So I was like, what's the craziest, coolest thing I can think of and make with no, financial limits or anything? And the result was I'd made something, showed a few people, and then it started snowballing and snowballing and snowballing.
So people start asking you when it's out, when it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So, development's been going really well. We received an Epic Mega Grant.
Oh, awesome! That's really cool.
Which is fantastic, and help from the UK Games Fund as well.
Oh, amazing!
So it's been good. The team's expanding. So it's me. It was solo developing it for 3 years, and for the past year, we've had a very small team helping me now to rewrite everything and optimize and make it all work. But it feels good. It feels like we're on a great trajectory.
That's a really cool story for other people who've just started developing or working on their first project. To hear that you've sort of, that you've gone through that process and built up already before even release, and now you're sort of getting towards that release.
Yeah.
Do you have any other sort of tips for people? There's so many people out there now who are trying to develop their first thing, trying to push through and just get something out there and find that stepping stone into releasing quite hard. Do you have any tips to people trying to get to that?
Well, having not released yet, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, I think, like, without trying to sound cheesy, but just really just believing in it, and believing in yourself and the work, it's so important. Because it's such a roller coaster development, and there's such highs and such lows that just keeping on going and like believing in it and just making it as awesome as you can. And then
don't give up, essentially.
Yeah, and that'll show in the work, and as it shows in all these amazing games here.
For sure.
You just keep on going, and it's
I don't think we could end on a better positive note. Thank you very, very much for taking me through it. Do you have any release date at all planned out?
We're thinking Q4 25. We're thinking, but we're kind of, it's up in the air when the playable demo is going to come out, and we're kind of in our second phase of pitching now.
Okay.
So it's all to play for. It's all up in the air. But we're hoping Q4 25.
Amazing. Well, best of luck. I hope it goes really well for you, and thank you very much for taking me and us through it.
My absolute pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Cheers, man.